During an interview this week with Fox Business host Maria Bartiromo, freshman Republican Representative Riley Moore announced that yes, Republicans are looking into cutting mandatory spending in order to give the wealthy elite tax breaks in this country. And by mandatory spending, what he means are social safety net programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Here he is, in his own words, Republican Representative Riley Moore on Maria Bartiromo's show. Take a look.
Time opportunity here in unified government to actually address mandatory spending.
Yeah.
Mandatory spending is the biggest driver of the debt in this country, and so we have to address that. And that's what the House Republicans are so solely focused on, while taking care of all these other agenda items that we've discussed, taxes and all the like.
So you do believe that there will be an effort to cut into mandatory spending in order to get some offsets for some of the spending in the reconciliation bill?
Yes, that's what we've been discussing. And as I said, I think this is our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, you see government shutdowns over discretionary spending all the time in the appropriations bills. Just to be clear, discretionary spending is only 26% of every dollar that's spent annually in the United States. So we got nearly
you have a lot of choices, yeah.
Mandatory, and if we don't address that, I mean, we're in a world of hurt. You got 75% of it's mandatory spending.
So at the heart of what this Republican congressman is telling us is we're going to cut mandatory spending while extending the Trump tax cuts. This is not about finding waste, fraud, or abuse, which of course is the phrase we're hearing all over from the Trump administration. This is about taking money away from low-income people so that we can give that money in the form of tax breaks to high-income people. Let's not forget, the average American person did not benefit whatsoever from that 2017 tax cut package. The trickle-down that we were promised repeatedly did not materialize. The vast majority of people in this country did not get raises. So it's a scam. And here he is, this freshly minted Republican senator or representative, telling us we're going to do it again. And in order to do it again, we're going to take money away from the elderly. We're going to take health care away from the elderly because, as he told us in the clip, that's really where a bulk of our debt comes from, which, by the way, is a damn lie. You know it's a lie. You may not know that you know it's a lie, but here's how you can tell it's a lie. See, when you get a paycheck, there are several different areas where the federal government takes out money. One of them is your income tax. Okay, you can see that right there on the line on your pay stub, either a physical pay stub or a digital pay stub, whatever it is, you see the line that says income tax. Okay, that is discretionary spending. The government takes that money, they can do whatever the hell they want with it. But then there's a couple other lines on your check. There's Social Security. That's a separate fund. That's not driving the debt. You're paying the Social Security for the people that are on Social Security right now. And you pay into it your whole life. So that way when you retire, if you're lucky enough to be able to do that, the people paying Social Security then will be paying for your Social Security. But that Social Security line on your pay stub shows you that it's going into a different area. That is not income tax. That is not discretionary spending. And therefore, it is not driving up the debt. So Moore is lying to you. He's lying to you about Medicare. Same thing on your pay stub. There's a line that says Medicare. There's a line that says Medicaid. All three of those programs are being paid for separately, coming out of your check separate from income tax. He is lying to you to give money back to his wealthy donors, to give money back to his wealthy colleagues, to give money back to people who don't need it by taking it away from people who depend on it each month. This is what Republicans do. They're going to rob from the poor to give to the rich, Robin Hood in reverse, and he freely admits that is their plan. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.